Welcome back to the Stop PC channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing a review of the new 5060 from Nvidia, the Geforce 5060. This is the Asus Prime MSRP card. This is the non-overclocked card. 8 gigabytes of GDDR7. That's pretty much it. I mean, this is a dual BIOS card, so we used the performance BIOS on this particular card. And let's go over some of the results we found in some of the gaming we did. So at Warzone at 1440p, we found an average of 101.7 average FPS. If you look at other cards that are relative performance to this, the B580 from Intel, 63.2 average FPS. That's a 46% increase for the 5060. The 3070 at 81.6 average FPS, 21% lower. So the 5060 is 21.9% better. For Warzone at 1080p, 5060 averaged 139.1 average FPS. The Intel B580 did 88.8, 44% better for the 5060. The 3070 did 109 average FPS, 23% better in Warzone for the 1080p for the 5060. Forza Horizon 5 at 1440p high settings. 5060 averaged 212.3 average FPS. The 3070 averaged 179.8 average FPS, being that the 5060 is 16.6% faster. The B580 did 141.8 with average FPS and 39.8% slower than the 5060. Forza Horizon 5 at 1080p, the 5060 did 247.2 average FPS. The 3070 did 207 average FPS, 17% slower than the 5060. The B580 did 172 average FPS, 35% slower than the 5060. 5060 in a Plague Requiem did at 1440p at high settings did 42.1 average FPS. The 3070 did 56.4 average FPS, and the B580 did 35.1 average FPS. So the 5060 is 38.9% faster at 1440p than the B580. In Plague Requiem at 1080p, the 5060 did 73 average FPS, the 3070 did 80.3. So the 3070 is 9.5% faster in this title. The B580 did 44.8. So the 5060 is 47.9% faster in Plague Requiem at 1440 at 1080p. In Doom: The Dark Ages, new Doom game, the 5060 did 65.4 average FPS at 1440p high settings. 3070 did 67.5 at 3.2% increase in performance. The B580 did 57.1 average FPS at 13% slower than the 5060. Doom at 1080p, the 5060 did 93.1 average FPS. The 3070 did 84.9 average FPS. The B580 did 78.8 average FPS. So in this title at 1080p, the 5060 is 9.2% faster than 3070, and it is 16.6% faster than the B580. War Thunder 1440p, that 5060 averaged 202 average FPS in high settings in the Battle for the Bridge built-in benchmark. The 3070 did 216.2, a 6.5% increase. The B580 did 170.4, 17% slower than the 5060. War Thunder at 1080p, the 5060 averaged 244.3 average FPS. 3070 did 271 average FPS at 10.5% faster for the 3070. The B580 did 234.2 average FPS, and it is 4% slower than the 5060. Black Myth Wukong at 1440p. The B580 did 107. The 5060 did 117 average FPS. The 3070 did 103 average FPS at 12% slower. The B580 did 67 average FPS at 54% slower than the 5060. The Black Myth Wukong at 1080p. 5060 did 124 average FPS. The 3070 did 107 average FPS, and the B580 did 72 average FPS. B580 is 53% slower than the 5060. Black Ops 6, 1440p in the built-in benchmark at high settings. The 5060 averaged to 72 average FPS. The 3070 averaged 58 average FPS. And the B580 did 45 average FPS. Black Ops 6 at 1080p. 5060 did 99 average FPS. 3070 did 78 average FPS, 23.7% slower. And the B580 did 66 average FPS at 40% slower than the 5060. So on average, 5060 is the 5060 is 7% faster than the 3070 in our testing, and it is 35% faster than the B580 in our testing. Looking at a few other reviews shows at the time of filming this, the 5060 is about the same as the B580, and the 3070 is 22% faster than the B580, or than the 5060. The 5060 is on par with the B580, and is 20. The 3070 is 22% faster according to Tech Power Up benchmark. Looking at hardware on boxes findings, they found that the 5060 is the 3070 is 2.8% faster than the 5060 in their testing, and the B580 is 62.7% slower than the 5060 in their testing. So the biggest problem with the 5060 is going to be the 8 gigabytes of VRAM. Even at 1440p in some titles, 4K definitely. That's not even a class of cards in which you would consider 4K. However, 1440p is becoming a popular resolution, especially for most gamers, because these cards at $300 are technically starting to become more mid-range pricing than it is budget pricing. So the 8 gigabytes of VRAM is going to be hard to justify here in the next couple of months, and even the next year, with more and more demanding games coming out that you might want to play. Now, if you're an esports gamer and only play literally those types of games, Valorant, CSGO, even starting up some of the Call of Duty games are starting, like Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and Warzone are starting to favor towards like 9.5 gigabytes of VRAM is like what they really utilize in order to get the best playable gaming experience. So that's where the 8 gigabytes of VRAM buffer is going to get ran over basically, in order to have the better playing experience. So $300 MSRP, and some of these cards are actually going for more than that. It's kind of abysmal. I would not pay more than like $300 maybe for this card, or just find a used 3070. This is basically the 5060 is basically a 3070 with multi-frame gen. This basically is the only upgrade is multi-frame gen. This has PCIe 5.0 by 8, same speed basically as the 3070, which is PCIe 4.0 by 16. They're both basically the same bandwidth, speed-wise, and the memory speed on the GDDR7 is a bit faster than the GDDR6, but again, you're not going to notice that when you're running out of VRAM in general. So I'd find a used 3070 at like $200 US, or buy the B580, or wait for the 9060 XT 16 gigabytes to come out, or look at the 5060 Ti or the 4060 Ti 16 gigabytes. Just basically a review. We wasted our money so that you didn't have to on the 5060 here. You enjoyed it? Thanks for watching. We will be trying to get our hands on the 5060 Ti, or the 5060. We'll be trying to get our hands on the 9060 XT 16 gigabyte when it comes out here in a few days. We're going to try and get our hands on one of those. If we cannot, then we will not do a review on it. But if you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. Always find your way back for future content. Ring the bell notification button, whatever that is, and see y'all in the next one. Bye.